Trisha Yearwood is one of the country's fastest rising stars in the field of country music. She's won a Grammy. She's been voted the best new female vocalist at the American Music Awards. And her latest CD, Thinking of You, has already gone platinum. She's in Los Angeles for a concert at the Universal Amphitheater on Saturday night, and we are pleased to welcome her to CBS this evening. You know, as I told you, I know where you grew up, in Monticello, Georgia, a town of about 2,000 people, as I recall.
That's right.
And you went to school there?
Yeah, I went 1st through 12th grade in the same building.
And your dad did?
My dad is a retired banker. He was the banker in the local bank there. My mom taught 3rd grade, so she taught me. And he taught me how to balance my checkbook. And
the only time that I spent time in small towns was visiting my grandmother in northern Wisconsin. But when I was there, it occurred to me that in a town that size, 2,000 people, everybody knows everybody else. You don't get away with much in a town of 2,000 people.
Yeah, and I think, you know, now that I'm 30 years old and I appreciate,
huh?
yeah, I'm getting old. But I appreciate, you know, growing up there, and I do think it drives you crazy when you're a teenager, you know.
Sure.
There's a sense of responsibility and accountability to everybody. And
but as a teenager, were you one of these who was, you know, I can't wait to get out of here, and once I get out of here, I ain't never coming back?
Well, I was kind of that way, sure. I mean, I was a good student, made good grades. I knew I wanted to be a singer, and I knew that I was going to have to go somewhere else to do that, and I kind of, you know, thought, you know, it was 30 miles to the nearest fast food restaurant, you know, so I was kind of ready to go. But now I have a great appreciation for it now that I'm gone.
And so the place that you went, obviously desiring to be a singer, would be Nashville.
Right.
And you go to school there at Belmont, and you wind up as an intern for a music company, a record company. What are the duties of an intern in a record company? What'd you do there?
Well, I entered in the publicity department, so I would set up interviews, and I would keep the press kits, you know, that are sent out on the artist, keep the up-to-date clip articles and reviews and stick them in the press kit. And so but I really got a chance to kind of see how every department worked, and especially after I graduated, I went to work there at the front desk, and
as a receptionist.
As a receptionist.
That's a tough job, by the way.
Which is a tough job. It is a tough job, and I mean, you know, I hung up on the owner of the company 3 times the first day and thought, great, you know, my primary duties were answering the phone and ordering liquid paper, you know, and after a while, it's kind of gets old, and I was really chained to this desk. But I think I'm not very aggressive about it. I didn't go out and just tell everybody, okay, I'm in Nashville, you know, Trisha's here, give her her record deal. You know, I really thought, you know, I was kind of shy, but I watched people coming in and out of there doing what I wanted to really be doing.
Which was auditioning? Which
was to sing, you know, and to make records.
Who came past your desk on the way in and out?
Well, at the MTM Records is where I worked, and the biggest artist they had at the time was Holly Dunn, and they had lots of other artists and lots of songwriters. And, you know, the joke in Nashville is still, you know, if somebody comes to take your order at a restaurant, you ask them, are you a singer or a songwriter, you know, because everybody in town wants to do that.
And when they would come in to do their records and stuff, would they say, good morning, Trisha, how are you? Nice to see you.
No. No, it really wasn't like that. You know, nobody really knew that I was a singer because I thought, you know, I want to keep my job, I want to get a job, you know, and I didn't really, you know, they didn't want to hire a singer at the front desk.
In the movie, when they make the movie, you know, you'll just get up one day and say, damn, I can do it better than these folks, and just burst into a studio and bust out into a song.
Yeah, in the movie, I'll be answering the phones and go, could you hold, please? And someone will walk in and I'll audition for them. I'm sure that's how it'll be. But people used to audition for me. You know, I'm the receptionist. There's not a whole lot I can do for someone in their career. But they would, you know, they would come in with a guitar, and I've had a couple people serenade me at the front desk. And
oh, nice.
say thank you, you know.
But they're scared, I'm sure, when they come in for auditions.
I would never have even had the nerve to do something like that.
So now you're chained to the desk, but your heart wants to go in the studio and make music. And you must be frustrated because it's tough to pick yourself up and go in and say, hey, you know, hello world, Trisha's here, cut my deal. How do you get from chair on the desk to microphone in the studio?
Well, I think watching people, like I said, come in and out really made me realize, kind of lit a fire into me to realize that if I didn't tell somebody what my goals were and what my dreams were, that I would be answering phones forever. And in college at Belmont, I had met a couple of songwriters. And so I called them up and said, hey, if you ever need a chick singer to come in and sing on your demos, you know, the songs you've written, call me up. And this was for like $10 a song, you know. So
it's okay.
But it was a chance to go in a studio, learn how to sing on a microphone and sing.
And also put something on a record that people could listen to.
Exactly, and have something in my hand that I could say, here's what I sound like singing, you know. And it started off that simply, you know, with an up-tempo song and a ballad that I could take around. And you have to remember also that, like I said, I wasn't very aggressive, so it was very hard for me to even go around and take a tape to somebody. So it was mostly word of mouth, you know, if I'd worked for one songwriter and
Sure.
it's in the studio when you're doing a session, it's about being quick, you know, knowing the song when you get there, that time is money. They want you
Yep.
to get the parts fast and sing harmony. And
Oh, it's like when we come in here, you know the lines, ask the questions, hit the marks, and out. Because, if, you know, an hour later they turn off the lights and it's over.
Exactly.
And then Garth Brooks comes into your life, huh?
Right. Yeah, I started doing these sessions, and that's why I quit my job, because I had enough work that I knew I could do more sessions, more demos for writers if I had my days free. And I met Garth that way. He was an unknown. I mean, he was doing demos too. And a songwriter friend of mine and his booked us together on a session, and we met, and we sang a duet together. Which is probably, you know, would probably be worth a dime or two if somebody could find it.
Yeah, exactly.
But we met, and he was just immediately, you know, taken by the voice. He believed in me, and Garth's that way. If he believes in something, he'll go to the wall for it. And he was brand new, and I didn't know this guy. You know, he said, "I've got a brand new album, and, you know, I hope I do well, and if I do, I'd like to work with you." And I thought, well, he's a nice guy. I've never heard him sing, but I'm sure he's really nice, and I wish him the best. And then 2 years later, he was the hottest thing in country music.
Hey, the best happened.
So it worked out.
And he remembered.
And he remembered. And that was, you know, that was a promise he made, and he made good on it. And I opened his shows, and it was a great opportunity.
Yeah, that was the big break that got it all going, huh?
It was a big break.
I want to talk to you about the bus in which you travel, which I understand is quite something, but I have a commercial waiting. We're talking tonight with Trisha Yearwood. Her newest CD, which is already platinum, is called Thinking of You, and the telephone number is 800-952-2788 on both television and radio. Incidentally, I apologize to those on radio that you can't see the pictures when we show them, but I'm trying to, you know, juggle the needs of radio and television here all at the same time. Back with Trisha and you on the phones after these messages.
Sound of your voice saying my name, I've been thinking about you.
We are chatting tonight with Trisha Yearwood, and joining us on the toll-free First Up and First On tonight is Larry in Suna, Missouri. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
I'm the first one on?
Yes, you are.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing fine. I mean, we were here first, but you're the first one on the phone.
Hey, Tom, were you just apologizing because radios don't have TV screens? I don't understand that.
No, I just said for the folks on radio, I did show some pictures, which, you know, on radio, they make no sense at all. And I said, you know, folks, I'm sorry, but I have to do this for television.
I see.
I'm glad you see that, Larry.
I saw your show last week, and you know how big a fan I am of yours, Tom?
I have no idea, Larry.
I'm such a big fan that if you swallowed a tooth, I'd stay on lookout for you.
I don't want to go there, Larry. What's your question for, well, I guess Larry has been deleted. I read about your bus, and do we have pictures of this, by the way?
No, sir.
Okay. You had a bus converted into a rolling apartment so that you could avoid the airport at 6 o'clock in the morning and the airport at 6 o'clock at night. Right. Make travel on the road more comfortable. Tell us about your conveyance, the TY as they call it.
Yeah. Well, most country artists, I guess most artists, travel by bus. It's my preferred mode of travel. I like to be on the ground at all times if possible.
It's a nice feeling.
It's a nice feeling. I mean, I fly when it's necessary, but I like to be on the ground.
Now, you flew today from Boise, right?
I did.
How was the flight?
The flight was okay.
How was the takeoff?
We're here. We landed. Any landing is good one. That's my motto.
Anyone you'll walk away from, yeah.
Exactly.
How'd you like the takeoff?
It was all right.
Mm-hmm. Any movies on the flight?
No.
No, but on takeoff, your whole life flashes before
free
you. Yeah.
pretzels, yeah, exactly. Pretzels for a 3-hour flight, which I thought was rather nice.
So the bus has everything.
The bus has everything, yeah. I mean, I've been on a bus when I started out with everybody in my band and crew. It got up to 14 or 15 people, and we all like each other a whole lot, but after a while, you know. So I figured for sanity's sake that it might be kind of nice to have another bus. And
now, when you're rolling, can you have the TV on? Can you watch the TV when you're rolling?
Well, you can if you have a satellite dish, which some of them do, but lots of bus drivers have been known to take them off going under overpasses.
Yeah.
So I don't have a dish, but I can usually when I'm still I can, and I just watch videos or. You know, I can tape stuff at home, and my mom sends me videos, and I watch them.
And then you have the capability for bathing and showering, right?
I have a shower. I can cook. I'm a cook, so I like to cook my own food, and I have a little stove top. I have a microwave, and I have a washer and dryer. Actually, it's a 1 unit. You can put your clothes in, and when you go to the next town, they're dry. You know, so you can do your laundry on the way to the, from Boise to Sioux City.
How does the water get into the washing machine?
Well, that's a really good question. Oh, I have a big water tank. You know, it gets there somehow, and then it somehow gets out and dries the clothes. It's a miracle.
Here is Sean on the toll-free in Wilmington, North Carolina. We'll see how this goes. Hello, welcome to CBS, Sean.
How's it going, Tom?
It's going fine, thank you, sir.
Yes, I was just wanted to ask Trisha, who are your musical influences in country music?
Well, hi, Sean. I think I've always been influenced by big voices, and on the female side, Patsy Cline has always been a big influence, and a lot of people use her as an example, but she has a big, big voice. And then I'm also a child of the 70s, so I listen to a lot of Linda Ronstadt, even though a lot of people don't classify her as country. She's got a real country rock edge, and I'm a big fan of hers.
Haven't we almost reached the point where we don't have to say country anymore? It's become so mainstream. I mean, radio stations play it as their format of choice. People listen to it as their music of choice. Shouldn't we just say music, period?
Well, I've always kind of been a fan of music and deciding if you like music for its own merit. You know, it's very difficult to classify something anymore, you know, and I'm proud of the country music roots that I have.
Oh, sure.
But I think you're right. I think that
it's like we pigeonhole jazz artists as if somehow they're not real mainstream, and these days they are. Or we'll pigeonhole country as if they're not real mainstream, and you people are.
Yeah, and sometimes people who have stereotypes about those kinds of music, if you say, well, this is country music, they might not go out and listen to it. You know, if you let them hear it and judge for themselves, then they might like it.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Sean, I'm glad you called. Thank you.
Okay, appreciate it.
Hope we've answered your question, Sean.
Oh, yes, you have. Thanks.
Okay. All right, bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
I'm told that you enjoy signing autographs up to a point. You know, I mean, you have to eventually say, folks, I have to go, which is tough to do. But I was thinking in reading about you and the camaraderie and the bond that you have with your fans about how tough it is for a fan to ask a star such as yourself for an autograph. Have you ever asked a personality for an autograph?
Yes.
It's tough.
It's very tough.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, the first autograph of a big star that I remember getting was Reba McEntire. And I had just moved to Nashville, and I was in college, and she was signing autographs at the mall, you know, and I went out there, and I was in line, and I'm fairly outgoing. I'm a little bit shy, but I mean, I'm not afraid of people. But I got up to her in the line, and I couldn't say a word. And she finally said, well, what's your name, darling? You know?
Yeah, I know. She's such a great gal.
She was great. Gal. And she made me feel real comfortable. And it's kind of odd for me to be on the other side of the table now and to realize that, you know, these girls, because their mothers will go, now tell Trisha what you wanted to tell her. You were just all back in the back of the line. You couldn't, you know, and then they can't say a word, you know, and it's hard to imagine. It's hard to be on this side of it now, but I kind of understand because I've been there.
I remember as a kid, I idolized golfers, and I was caddying in a golf tournament, and I saw Sam Snead. And I went up and asked for his autograph. Get out of the way, kid, I don't have time for you. And I don't think I've ever asked for one since. Yeah. You know, it's a tough thing to walk up and ask somebody, you know, hey, could I have your autograph? And then when you go to colleges, as I know you do, and you talk with young people, what's on their minds? What kind of feedback do you get from young people today? Well,
I think mainly they seem to just really be curious about how I went about it, because my background in this business is not that I knew somebody, I didn't have a connection, I didn't have a relative in the business.
Your dad didn't run the record company.
No, I mean, there were times I wish that he had, you know, and I think it's interesting for them to see someone who came from a fairly normal background that didn't, you know, that has kind of made good, you know, and in not such a long time. So they're curious about how I did it.
And you have demonstrated that if you have the passion for it, and the burning desire, and, you know, get up off your can and make it happen. Yeah. And you have the talent, to, of course, to do that.
And I'm very, very quick to not tell somebody, sell all your belongings and move to Nashville. But I am very quick to tell people to get their education, because I think it's important.
By the way, forgive me, but you know what happens when you play a country song backwards.
Tell me, Tom.
No, you know.
No, really, tell me.
Come on. You get your job back, your car back, your wife back, you're sober the rest of your life. You're a good sport to let me. I don't know why I do that. It's stupid. Trisha Yearwood's newest CD is in platinum. It's called Thinking of You. We are enormous fans of yours here, and thank you for gracing our stage tonight, and all good luck at the concert at Universal on Saturday night.
Thank you.
My great pleasure. We'll be right back to talk about the Calvin Klein ads with Barbara Lippert. We'll be continuing after these messages. Thank you.
Phone rings, baby cries, TV diet, Google lies. Good morning, honey.